Okay, I'll be with you in just a moment. Just sorting out a few bits and pieces and trying to get the laptop alongside the screen up and running. Keeping throwing curveballs at the moment. Okay, so we're on the ground at Southend in Flight Simulator 2024. This is essentially the 2020 version of Southend, which is available to buy in the marketplace, but it's not completely compatible. Which I've noticed that a few times, that some of the third-party sceneries are available in the marketplace for 2024 that really shouldn't be there. But anyway, we're going to see how we get on. So we're going to jump inside the aeroplane. We may get some overlap of the aircraft because Say Intentions is injecting aircraft, but this scenery has some static aircraft on the stands which I couldn't get rid of. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's go and pop the yoke off for a second, then go and make sure we've got fuel for the journey, I guess. So we can either do this in the tablet here, or it has its own tablet in this aircraft. So we're going to use the GTN 750, so it'll give us some nice visuals along the way. Payload. Yeah, we need some fuel. So we'll give ourselves 85 gallons both sides. We've got a pilot and a co-pilot on board. I think that's all we need to really worry about. It's going to have a check around. Engine conditions looking good. I think the batteries and everything are fine. I've tried to look after the airplane in the past, so it should be okay. Okay, so the fuel is on both sides. Let's go and open the cowl flaps and then go and advance the mixture to rich, propellers to max, crack the throttle open. And then we're going to go and put the battery master switch on. We'll turn the alternators on immediately. We'll go and put the beacon light on. Don't think we need to. We're on the GA stands at Southend, by the way, so I don't think we need to go and ask for permission to start the engines. So it's worth pointing out, actually, half the reason for doing this flight is I did a flight from Southend down to Land's End yesterday in X-Plane. We're repeating the flight, but we've got a different aeroplane. So in X-Plane we had the de Havilland Dash 8 Q400. Today we've got the Baron. And the reason for that, the reason we haven't got a commercial aircraft, is the ATR isn't officially available for 2024 and it has serious bugs. So we're going to keep it out of the equation. We could have used something a bit more commercial, but the Baron will do. We'll just pretend we're a little commuter flight or something. Okay, so we need to go, and to get the engines up and running, we're going to go and put the fuel boost pumps on high. And we're going to exercise the throttle, or throttles. Then put them back on low. And then let's go and see if we can turn the engine over. Okay, we have two engines running. So let's go and look in on these. We've got the RPM here. Let's drop it back down to 1000 RPM. One of them's running significantly faster than the other. Oh, it looks like it's sorting itself out now. So the boost pumps can come off for the moment. Air conditioning. We'll switch it on. We'll go and turn on the nav lights, and we don't need strobes just yet. We don't need taxi lights just yet. We'll put the panel lights on. It's quite a dull day today, so we can put the floods on as well, actually. Avionics master switch can come on. And we'll go and clear the licensing on the systems. I'm just checking what's switched on and what isn't.
TARS, system test okay.
That should be on test or standby mode. That's a bit naughty that was on the on position, because obviously it will irradiate anybody nearby. That should be on standby at the moment. and we're going to get clearance in a moment while we're warming the engine up. We've got a nav computer which we could play with at Land's End actually. It might be good fun to do that. Flight plan. So we're going to clear the messages out. So we start at Southend, and if we go and have a look at our flight plan, we're going to go to the Detling VOR according to our flight plan. So add waypoint DET, enter. Then on to Southampton, so SAM, so same route as yesterday. Then Berryhead, BHD. Then on to Land's End, LND. And finally, St Just or Land's End Airport, EGHC.
Speedbird 433, contact London Control on 135.425.
See, now that's interesting because I told Say Intentions to be on the radio check channel. So we'll just do that. Okay. So we're looking good. So we're someone in the live stream chat saying good morning from Australia. Hello, Australia. Okay, so we are going to have a quick look at our flight plan. We are going to be cruising at 18,000 feet according to the flight plan. This is the turbocharged version of this aircraft, so we're going to go and give ourselves a couple of thousand feet for the initial climb.
Uniform Tango contact, London Control on 135.805.
See, now this is interesting. So this is showing, oh, is it doing it on Nav 2 maybe?
805 for easy.
That's right, Com 2.
Tango. Good day.
We got Com 1 and Com 2. I bet it's that one that's doing it. So we've only changed the... Yeah, this one's gone to 118.001, supposedly. That's interesting. Is that not working? So if I... Oh, hello, what's going on with this? I can't drag the window. There might be an issue. Now it's working. I wonder if that was it trying to talk to the simulator to set the frequencies. I wonder indeed. So let's go and try that again. 118.01. It should. It lights up. And it should have set COM 1. And it hasn't. Now, is that an issue with the client software not talking to the simulator? It should be automatic. And that could be an issue for us, but that just means we'll have to change frequencies ourselves, which is not a huge hardship. So let's go and detune this to begin with to radio check 118.01. So not this one. That's the yeah, this is the COM radio 118. That's interesting. Maybe that's why it can't do it. Look, it hasn't got that frequency available. Interesting. So if we went to clearance, so there is no, obviously there's no clearance at Southend, so we're going to go to tower. Is it going to have any more luck with that? 12773. No, it isn't. Okay. So we're going to have to change frequencies ourselves en route.
Delta ready to taxi.
Golf Charlie Uniform Oscar Delta, runway 23 taxi via Charlie Alpha.
What is going on? Why can't we tune decimals? 127.73. We can only go in fives. I wonder if this has a setting for it anywhere. That's why it's not setting the frequencies. Do you know what? If this doesn't work, let's try it. Let's go and switch it back out for the 530 and see if it will allow us to have... It could be a bug with the TDS GTN-XI. So you're going to get to see this programmed twice now, because this won't have the flight plan. But before we go and concentrate too much on this, let's try this frequency change. So from say intentions, is it going to... There's something going on here, look. 127730, let's try it. No, it's working. It's going to 75 though, which is the next frequency up, which is what you'd expect.
Easy 42 Alpha Zulu, contact London
And
Control
that is
on
working.
135
So at least it's working. Okay, that makes our life a lot easier further down the road. So we'll just put the flight plan into here. Okay, so direct Detling EGMC is the first one. Won't take long. Enter. And then Detling. And then Sam, then Berryhead. So this is the Southampton VOR. Enter. And then BHD. Enter. And then LND, and then EGHC. Land's End. Okay, there's our flight plan done. Okay, so let's go talk to the tower now. We are going to be Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo today. So yeah, the GTN-XI, for some reason, was not supporting the comm radios today. It used to, so that must be something that's been tweaked and broken. Okay, let's go back and get this sorted out then. So, tower 1277, it will go to 75. Oh, and it's gone to 73 now. That's working. Okay, so it's allowing 0.1 frequencies. Tower Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting clearance as filed. I haven't given the information. Let's see if they complain.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
So I've filed it with Simbrief, by the way, which is why the clearance is waiting for say intentions to pick up.
Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. Information November is current. Cleared to Land's End. After departure, fly radar vectors. Detailing. Departure, runway 23. Initial climb to 3000. Departure on 130.78 squawk 7266. Caution bird activity.
I tried to write that down, but some of it wasn't very clear to listen to. Okay, there's a field there. That's why they've changed the interface here, and you can't drag it by that area of the interface. That's what's going on. You can see the slight colour change in there. I'll have to tell them about that. Clear to Land's End. After departure, fly radar vectors to Detling. Departure runway 23. Initial climb 3,000 feet. Departure 130.78. Squawk 7266. Acknowledge bird activity. Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. So, we're going to go for 3,000 feet, but let's get the transponder done first. 7266.
Bravo Echo Kilo. Read back, correct.
It's very ponderous the way he said that, wasn't it? Trying to remember how this thing works.
Oscar Delta ready for straight out departure.
Golf, Charlie Uniform Oscar, Delta, winds 240 at 13, runway 23, cleared for takeoff.
Oh, 7266, got it wrong. 7266, and then we'll turn it on. 3,000 feet for our initial climb, and we're going straight out towards Detling. So, we can't really do anything else with that at the moment. So we're just going to go and get taxi clearance from Tower to go out to runway 23. Tower, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo requesting taxi clearance to runway 23. Calibrate the altimeter.
Bravo Echo Kilo, runway 23 taxi via Charlie, Alpha.
Taxi via Charlie and Alpha to runway 23. Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. There's a Vulcan parked up at Southampton. Not Southampton, at Southend. Did I put the taxi light on? Let me just check. No, I didn't. Or did I? Yeah, up is on. That wasn't just an opportunity to have a go up at the Vulcan, honest. Okay, let's just have a little look at this. It's complaining about... Yeah, it's just the amount of power. Because I turned the revs right down during the taxi because it was accelerating. It was complaining about that. Let's go and turn the pitot heats on then. And the stall warning and the... We don't need the fuel vent warmer. We can do with the windshield one though. It's not a very warm day. Landing lights on. Strobe lights on. How are we doing for temperature in the cabin? It's pretty parky, isn't it? So let's go and turn the pilot air on as well. See if this starts to climb up. Not yet. Now it's coming up. Okay, it takes a while. What do we need to do? We need to go and talk to the tower, don't we? Southend Tower, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, holding short runway 23. Southend Tower, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, holding short, runway 23. Has this still got the right frequency on it? 12773. For some reason the tower are not coming back to me.
Southend Tower, no, KLM 146, ILS 05.
November 146, Juliet. Juliet, Southend Tower identified.
Runway 5, LittleNavMap. November 146, Juliet, Juliet.
I'm cleared for takeoff. It hasn't come through on the radio, but we are cleared.
Tower, runway 26, with information kilo on board, ready to copy clearance, IFR to Skiatos.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
After departure, fly radar vector Charlie Lima November, runway 23, needs a climb at 3,000 feet, departure on 130.78, squawk 5473, Ryanair Bravo 26.
That's new.
Broadside 27 information India requesting IFR Cardiff.
Okay. We've already been cleared for takeoff, so I'm going. So, left turn, Clyde. Coming up to 500 feet. Come off the RPM a little bit. We can close the cowl flaps.
Baron Bravo Echo Kilo, contact departure on 130.78.
Contacting departure 130.78, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. Departures, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you climbing to 3,000 feet, leaving towards Detling. I'm going to say departing then.
Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, Southend approach, identified. Climb flight level 180, vectors to Detling, then as filed.
Climbing flight level 180, vectors to Detling, then as filed. Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, thank you. Okay, let's go and get this show on the road then. So, turn the head tracking off for a moment so I can do things fairly accurately for a change. We're going to go and bring the heading around to the direction we want to go. Actually, we could go nav mode straight away because we're almost on it. Autopilot on. So it should do pitch hold. Now we can take some time bringing the bearing round.
Contact London Control on 135.425.
It's just bringing the aeroplane round onto the track. The vertical speed's having a bit of a field day. Contacting London Control 135.425 Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. London Control Bravo Echo Kilo with you, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo with you, climbing to flight level 180, vectors to Detling.
Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, London Control identified. Good afternoon, London. QNH 997.
QNH 997, Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. Okay, let's go and put vertical speed in and use this to do it. It's a lot more reliable than using the panel. And we can bring the heading bug around to match, just to make things neat and tidy. And we can double things up with the radios along the way. So 11730 on nav 1.
Contact London Gatwick Tower on 124.23.
124.23, the 468. Descent 060, Mike Oscar 738.
Mike Oscar 738. Contact City Tower on 118.08.
So someone in the live stream chat is commenting on my Left Turn Clyde quote. Yeah, if anyone's seen any of the old Clint Eastwood movies, they'll know where that comes from.
Kilo, direct Detling, then as filed, please.
Direct Detling, then as filed. Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. Let's increase the range. Other way. There's Detling coming up. And the range is good on the weather radar. There's not going to be much weather to see, though. I think the rain has pretty much stopped today, which is good. This thing can shift, can't it? So let's have a look at it. Let's give it some power. And the propellers are going a bit fast. Let's turn them back to 25. Don't want to damage them. It's holding 160 knots, climbing at 1,000 feet a minute. That's impressive. That wasn't for us, was it? No. So are they coming through fairly loud on the... I just want to see the volume levels when the ATC kicks in. What I'm inclined to do is turn the sim down a bit and turn, say, intentions up a bit.
London Control, finish air 1331, heavy, request clearance to descend to flight level 070.
Finnair 1331, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
It's probably about the right mixture, isn't it? Okay, returning past Detling, off towards the next waypoint. We could have a play with VOR navigation today if we wish to, just to give ourselves something to do en route. So obviously we've got GPS navigation, but let's see. So obviously this is going to be flying away from, away from Detling now, and flying off towards the Southampton VOR. What's the range of the Southampton VOR? Show information for the VOR. 150 miles. Yes, we can pick it up. 11335. So we'll put ourselves on heading mode on the autopilot, and we'll switch over to using the VOR radio. So you can see it's almost tuned in perfectly already. So if we went nav mode again now, and then we can use the distance measuring equipment as well. So at the moment it's showing 3 miles. That's because we haven't switched over the frequency yet. Or have we? 11335 we want. So switch that over. Now notice when I did that, it's dropped the guidance mode because we've changed frequencies. So it's just playing silly games with trying to guide, and it's varying around a little bit. But yeah, 71 miles to run until the Southampton VOR. And what we can do as well is put nav 2 on the Detling, so we can watch it disappearing into the distance. So 11730. Switch that over. And you can see it's just come alive down here. So then we'll turn this onto the bearing we want, which was 254 degrees. So spin the Omni bearing select around to 254, and it should line up pretty much. There it goes.
Whiskey Yankee, London Control, contact London Gatwick.
So then we can play games
129.025.
watching the distance measuring on nav 2 and seeing the distance increase. Or switch to nav 1 and see the distance decrease.
Bye-bye.
Speedbird 437 Zulu, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
Heathrow radar on 25.625.
Coming up to 10,000 feet. Do we need to turn the oxygen on? Is that a switch?
Descend and maintain flight level 110.
We don't need landing lights on anymore. 10,000 feet is the crossover for that. Don't need a taxi light on either because we're at altitude, or the gears up I should say. Does this have oxygen systems? Let's go and pop the yoke off on the other side. I'm not sure if it does or not. It's still pretty cold in here. It's dropping as well, so let's go and increase the heating. So the blue light is on, meaning it's too cold. It's 50 Fahrenheit, look, or thereabouts, which is not great. Ah, oxygen. There we go. I don't think it really simulates it. You're not going to get greyouts or anything like that within the simulator. Why is it not warming up? Air conditioning, heater. There we go. So I'm aware the Baron has a special little engine in the nose that does the heating, that actually burns fuel from the fuel tank. Which is why I think you have to go and switch these on, because that will start it running. So yeah, we've got a comment that I haven't put the prop sync on, and there's a switch there for it. All that does is make sure that that stops spinning, so it makes sure that the propellers are providing even thrust, so you obviously no yaw, therefore the aeroplane is efficient through the air, and the temperature is slowly coming up to make sure we don't cook the pilot. and the cabin temperature light has gone out. Coming up through 12,000 feet.
7 November, Papa, contact London
We're going to pass
129.43.
this guy.
129.43, 7 November, Papa.
London Control, Lufthansa 1365, good morning,
Descending into London Heathrow.
He's a couple of thousand feet below us. It's further away than he looks.
Lufthansa 1365,
Oh.
London Control, roger.
The simulation decided to can him at that exact moment. This issue with the labels is going to be fixed with Sim Update 4 apparently. It's peculiar to these aircraft. So you'll notice there are no call sign, or sorry, no tail number markings on the black square aeroplanes at the moment. It's because of an issue with the sim. So you want this in centigrade? Okay, I'll go and I'm just looking at live stream comments. People are happier with centigrade. Like it's up to 13. It's climbing slowly, so it's a bit chilly in the cockpit. Pilot needs a jumper. Should we turn it up a bit more? It is a freezing cold day out there. Temperature's coming up, look. I had to try and convince it to warm itself up a little bit. 15 centigrade. Should we put the head tracking on? How are we doing for power? The RPM, we're really pushing it, aren't we? Coming up through 14,500 feet, we're nearly up to cruise.
London Control, Easy 73 Bravo uniform, flight level 310.
Easy 73 Bravo uniform, radar contact.
$17 centigrade, yeah, we're going to have to be careful that we don't cook the pilot in a moment. $18 centigrade, yeah, that's enough.
Easy 642 with information Quebec requesting IFR clearance to Schiphol as final. Easy 642.
I'm just watching the temperature, seeing if we can regulate it before it gets too crazy. 16's fine. It goes up to 17. It's like, hold my beer while I go and cook the pilot. Still climbing. Coming up through 16,000, 2,000 feet to go. And we have 54 miles to go until the next waypoint. We're not running transmitter, are we? Let's go do it. We've got the right call sign. Okay, so we are now transmitting, so we can see ourselves on radar. So pop open in a browser. There we are. That's us. So we're heading towards the Southampton VOR, and then over to Berryhead, and then over to Land's End. There's not many other people running transmitter online at the moment. Or not on this server anyway. There's a few around. So one of the things I've added to transmitter recently is a map box. So you can get a free map box token. And it allows you, I've not done this for everybody, so you have to go and get your own token, which is why it's built into the interface, because it's rate limited. So you can go and try out the map box layers, and because of that, because this green obviously doesn't show up, I've independently allowed you to change the colouring. So you can change it on the fly.
Lufthansa 24 Charlie London Control descend and maintain flight level 110.
So then we could see what's the outdoor map look like, for example.
Lufthansa 24 Charlie.
So the map box maps are very, very detailed. If we go and look at another one, so we'll go for the satellite with streets. So yeah, obviously the black aeroplane doesn't work quite so well, so you could switch it out for a white one if you wanted to, or green. So then we could do navigation night, for example, and then we could go and change the colour scheme back to green. It's quite cool, isn't it? So Mapbox is very good. Obviously there's the default ones as well, but it's still there. So we've got the OpenStreetMap one that we can use, which is the default one I always use with transmitter. The other trick that I've added to it recently is we can turn trails on, and what it does is it puts 10 updates behind every aeroplane. So if you're playing games at being ATC, you can see the trails behind the aeroplanes as they update. Okay, so someone in the live stream chat is saying yes, in the EFB, there's all sorts of tricks in the EFB for this aeroplane. You can go and look at the engine, and you can see the status of the engines right now, which is all looking perfectly fine. You can go and look at, obviously this is the left engine, right engine, but you can also see electrical system, and what they are saying about is, yeah, is the cabin system. So it's saying the pulse oximeter is flashing. Ear discomfort is green, it's not red. Should we pull the oxygen on further? So it's going up. Obviously, to do it properly, you need to go and read the charts. You can see, look, there's the heater. So there's a combustion heater. So that's what causes the hot air to be vented through. You can see the vent there, look, to allow it into the cabin to warm up the cabin. So the cabin is currently at 15 centigrade, which is not outlandish given that we are at altitude. Let's put the tablet back away for the moment. So I've just turned the heating all the way up for pilot air.
Alpha Hotel, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625. Speedbird 683, London Control. Contact Heathrow radar on 125.
So at what point might we switch over? I'm guessing this is the transition here into the next sector. Should we have a look on LittleNavMap? So if we show the sectors, it's going to be down here, isn't it? So that crosses into London. That's London still. Will it be London all the way? Maybe it is.
London Control, Ryanair 719er, flight level 230.
So you can see there's us travelling along. The little red aeroplane is the transmitter rendition of the aeroplane. Orange aeroplanes are AI, so they're being injected by say intentions. And the yellow one is obviously our simulator aircraft. So Navigraph isn't quite so clever, it can't draw aeroplanes, other than yourself. So, good morning, Lee. Is it still morning? Oh, just 10 minutes. So we are cruising along now at 18,000 feet. We have reached cruise altitude and we are right up against the limit on the speed. So I'm going to come off the power a bit. And on the RPM. We're getting a little bit close to maximum speed there. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be really handy. We've got on board the KNS-81 RNAV computer. So we'll be able to play games with this when we get to the other end. So I'll just do a bit of a briefing of what you can do with it. So our issue will be landing at Land's End. We'll have no localizer if the weather is rubbish. So 330 degrees, 12 knots is the wind at the moment, but that's looking like it's old. How do we get an up-to-date ATIS?
Hamilton 1 Bravo, arrival into Birmingham and descending to 6,000, easy 95 kilos.
But if it is 330 degrees
easy 95,
and 12 knots, so that wind is basically coming in from this direction.
When you're ready to begin,
so you're probably looking at runway 25.
Level 060.
So what you can do
Cleared for the Hem 1 Bravo.
is there's a VOR right here. So you measure.
Level 060 now. Easy 95.
So we now know the parameters to program into the nav computer. So we can program the RNAV computer with this VOR and with this radial and distance, and then set a course on the HSI, and you can invent a localizer that doesn't exist. So if we were to go and measure 65 degrees, so you can do that. Yeah, so we'll make a localizer that matches that. If I just get rid of that one for a moment, remove. Oh, I did that super accurately. Remove measurement. Oh, I just removed the wrong one. But yeah, the idea holds true though, that you just measure that. So measure distance to there, and we'll program the RNAV with it. We can go do it now. It won't hurt anything. So we're going to program the RNAV with 11420. Oh, we're just coming through. How long have we got? 30 miles to run until Southampton. Okay, yeah, you can see it's just coming into view. So the RNAV computer's down here. So we want to tune it in to 11420. And then you press data to move the cursor from frequency to radial, and you have to put the exact radial in 215 degrees. And then press data and put the distance in, which will be 2.3 nautical miles. So that will create our localizer. So what you do when you get near it is you switch the HSI source from nav1 to RNAV. So this will need to be on VLOC, this will need to be on RNAV, and the DME will need to be on RNAV as well, which means you then can play the same game with that. And this will basically override the nav radio as long as it's set to RNAV here. So the HSI will reflect an offset VOR. Obviously you need to change the course as well on the HSI to match the runway direction. But then the needle will move around. If you're just navigating doing this, because you can do the same thing with navigation, you can invent VORs. You'll see it's got RNAV here. If we go, I can never remember how to do this. Mode is the... Yeah, so mode is RNAV, and then if you set it to approach mode by rolling the knob, it amplifies the movement of the CDI, or course deviation indicator. Whereas if you've got it in normal mode, it won't be as fine-tuned. So somebody on the live stream saying, please could you do a flight in the 737-800? There isn't one in 2024. Not a decent one anyway. When PMDG release it, I'll go do it.
I've got several videos on my YouTube channel though covering it. If you go and go to YouTube / John Beckett, is it?
Easy 56 November Delta, radar contact.
And then click in here in the search and type in 737 and you'll find lots and lots of examples. So there's full flights in there as well, like Stansted to Rotterdam, Sestri to Naples, and it goes right the way from cold and dark to cold and dark in each example. There you go. So there's my little aeroplane chugging across the map. We must be nearly at Southampton by now, 22 miles out. You can see there's the VOR coming on the GPS. How are we doing for airspeed? Because I brought the power down, didn't I?
Descend and maintain flight level 160.
Something we haven't done.
Seabird Super requesting further descent, flight level 150, currently holding.
I'm amazed this didn't have more of an effect.
Seabird 13, descend and maintain flight level 150.
So watch the RPM.
London Control, Easy 35 Tango Alpha, flight level 240.
Easy 35 Tango Alpha, radar contact.
Okay, I think that's just about got it. So we've just saved ourselves an awful lot of fuel. I'm amazed it was still operating. Normally you'd lose so much power running on rich because you're effectively flooding the engine. Because if you think about it, the higher you get in the atmosphere, the thinner the air gets. So the same amount of air coming into the engine is not going to burn as much fuel because there's not as much air coming in. Oh yeah, I said that badly. At altitude there's not as much air coming into the engine, so if you have the same amount of fuel to burn for less air, it's not going to burn and you end up with fuel left over and you end up flooding the engine. The engine runs really rough because it's not burning efficiently. So that's what the mixture's for. So you pull the mixtures back, so you're presenting less fuel to match the less air coming in, so you still then get efficient burning of the fuel. I'm amazed it was still running. I'd completely forgotten about that on the climb out. How are we doing? 15 degrees. It's still not warm, is it? And we've got the heaters going flat out. But we're at 18,000 feet, which is really high. Or it is for a Baron anyway. The normal Baron wouldn't be able to get up here. I think it tops out about 16,000. So this is the turbocharged Baron though. So it's got turbochargers.
Contact Heathrow radar on 125.625, Skyways 170.
Speedbird 007, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
Do I have any events
Corridor 125
open?
decimal
What
625.
do you mean by
007.
events? I don't understand. Oh, vents. Sorry, you typed events. No, I'm not letting air in. We're just high. We're at 18,000 feet, which for a GA plane is incredibly high. And it's cold up here. It's probably minus something outside. Where's the outside air temperature? Look, minus 25. We're high in the sky.
179er contact. Powers control on 135.55.
So we're fighting a losing battle with keeping the cabin warm because we're at such high altitude. That's the Isle of Wight. So this is Southampton coming up. You can see the estuary here. You see the naval shipyards down here. So there's Bembridge over there. I think they still build the Britten-Norman Islanders over at Bembridge. Oh, it's a bit nicer today than it was yesterday. When I did this flight in the X plane yesterday, it was horrific weather all day, and it showed in the simulator. It was awful. We broke out of it down in the southwest, but most of the route we were doing zero visibility. It was nuts.
Speedbird 813, London Control, contact Heathrow, radar on 125.625.
Heathrow radar 125.625, Speedbird 813.
London Control, vision from your kilo passing, flight level 120, climbing 230.
So we have
Vision 4 Romeo Kilo, London Control, identified. Good afternoon.
some options around the seat, the door seals apparently. Let's go and have a look. Okay, Southampton VOR is coming up, and now remember we are using VOR navigation, so it might be good to go back to GPS navigation at this point. So we switch back to GPS. And we could, if we wish to, change the screen on this to show the rose mode, which gives us distance to the next waypoint. And estimated time en route. It's a really nice view actually, and we should see any traffic. I'm not sure if there's much traffic around. Well, we have to turn it on in this one, don't we? So in this system we go next page, next page, next page, turn on the ADS, and then we can go back. Oh no, turn on clear to come back out, and then we can go back, 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 and we'll see aeroplanes if there are any around. So the only guy is behind us at the moment.
Griffin 65 Whiskey Lima, flight level 300.
So if we turn the range up, we'll probably see
Griffin
them.
65 Whiskey Lima, radar contact.
Unless they're significantly higher. Oh no, they're many thousands of feet higher than us, so we're not going to see them.
Piercing approach on 118.5.
You only see them within a few thousand feet altitude of yourself.
Finnair 3 Mike Lima, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
Contacting Heathrow radar on 125.625. Finnair 3 Mike Lima.
Okay. So there's the Isle of Wight. There's Southampton with the shipyards for the Navy. So what I'm going to do, because I want to go make a coffee, is I'm going to go into Say Intentions and make sure that we have got the co-pilot in the cockpit with us. We're on an IMC flight, so we should have access, or IFR I should say. So if I go into intercom, I can choose channel 1 instead of being the mentor to be cabin crew, and we'll go and get, who is it we normally have? No, not cabin crew, first officer, co-pilot. Amanda, wasn't it? Amanda Sorsby, that was the one. So if we say we want Amanda in the co-pilot seat with us, and then we can talk to her, say, "Hi Amanda, can you look after radio communications for a while?"
Sure, Jonathan, I'll handle the comms.
There we go. So Amanda will now do the radio handovers if we need to along the way, if there are any. So I'm going to leave it on that view for a while so people can see the scenery. I'll also play the old game with, if we go to LittleNavMap and we open the window layout and I choose minimal, where I've turned everything off, and we can put that up in the corner so you can see where we are. I'll leave it like that. And I'll also, to do this, I need to go into, not Task Manager, into taskbar settings, taskbar behaviors, automatically hide the taskbar, and then we can tab in and we won't get the taskbar. There we go. So then you get to see a nice little map at the top corner, tracking our aeroplane. At some point I'll have a look at making a native add-on for Flight Simulator to show the transmitter map as a moving map. It'd be a lot easier than doing that trick with LittleNavMap. I think we can get this to stay centered. Yeah, map, center flight plan. Oh, map follows user, that's what we really wanted. Okay, why is that diverting? Oh, we changed CDI mode, therefore the autopilot switched off. Good job we caught that. So it's just doglegging back towards the GPS route. Tail light working. Sometimes very difficult to see them. Yeah, I can just see it flashing. So it's just turning right back onto the GPS track. You can see, look, there it goes. So where we switched to CDI mode, it dropped nav mode on the autopilot and we gently started to be pushed sideways.
52 Delta Echo, radar contact.
Okay, I'm going to go get a coffee. I'll make this a bit wider so you can see the route we're on. There we go. Now you can see exactly where we are and where we're going. And move that off the map so it doesn't keep showing us information.
Lufthansa 8, Papa. Contact London Control on 134.755.
Okay, I'm going to take a break for a bit. Go and stretch my legs and make a coffee. I'll be back soon. I'll leave a message here in the live stream chat. I'll be back, obviously, in time for descent. It's a good point, actually. This has not got the appropriate aircraft performance file. What's fairly close to... I don't think I've got a Baron in here. Oh, we have. Open. So that will make the performance data show correctly. So top of descent will be in the right place. Okay, I'll see you soon.
Speedbird 767, contact Heathrow radar on 127.525.
127.525 for 767.
Lufthansa 24 Charlie, contact Heathrow radar on 127.525.
5 Mike Tango. We're ready to descend within the next few minutes. Flight level 2, -6. Okay, you say so.
Lufthansa 5 Mike Tango. Contact London Control on 134.755.
Control, Lufthansa 5 Mike Tango.
Start 361, London Control, contact Paris Control on 128.875.
Paris Control on 128.875, Devo Fisher, bye bye.
Lufthansa 920, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
Go around to Lufthansa 960, we are too high. 125.625, Lufthansa 960.
London Control, Chanix 1204, flight level 400.
Chanix 1204, radar contact.
London Control, Chanix 718, flight level 310.
Chanix 718, radar contact.
cleared level 1 Juliet arrival into New Jersey, and we will descend to flight level 220, DC-15 Yankee.
Descend flight level 140. Baron Bravo Echo Kilo, contact London Control on 134.755.
Switching to London Control on 134.755. Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. London Control, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. Good afternoon. Maintaining flight level 180.
Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, London Control. Good afternoon. Identified. Maintain flight level 180.
Maintain flight level 180. Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo.
London Control, EZ48 Papa climbing through flight level 150 for flight level 250.
48 Papa, London Control, identified. Good afternoon.
Clearance Firefly 2162 with India ready to cover IFR clearance to sleep.
I'll have your clearance in just a second. Bravo Echo Kilo, plan for descent in maybe 20 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Control, Alex 579, descending flight level 240.
Chanex 579, London Control, good afternoon.
So this is clearance, Golf Papa Echo Lima Zulu, flight level 060.
Golf Papa Echo Lima Zulu, London Control, good afternoon.
London Control, Easy 675 Charlie, climbing flight level 260.
Easy 675 Charlie, London Control, identified. Good afternoon.
Centre 28 Kilo Lima, Railstar IFR clearance to below.
Stand by for that clearance.
Yorkie monitor departure, runway 27. Can you say again our score, please?
Ryanair Kilo Bravo, London Control, contact breast control on 129.5, 0 bar 510. Golf Mike Lima, say request.
Mike Lima, request 310 departure into Southend. Flight level 140, descend to 87.
287, descend flight level 130.
Flight level 130, 27. Maintain flight level 130, 27.
Okay, I'm back because we had a bit of a disaster happening there where the
London Control, airport
the air pressure had changed.
Flight level 200.
And we were getting near to minimum speed.
1367 radar contact.
So I've richened the fuel up. And we're back on track.
London Control, Mike Romeo Hotel, back with you.
Cessna Mike Romeo Hotel, understood. Take your break. Let us know when you're back.
London
Okay.
Control, I'm back. Mike Romeo Hotel.
I'm going to leave this back. I'll be back in a few minutes.
London Control, Piper Mike Romeo Hotel, request 2000 feet.
Piper Mike Romeo Hotel. Descent. Altitude 2000 feet.
2000 feet, Piper Mike Romeo Hotel.
negative. We are VFR to accident site. Please maintain basic service.
Golf Tango Whiskey November, hotel, identified, basic service, QNH 1020.
Wilco, Golf Tango Whiskey November, hotel.
Bristol, this is Clifton 189, looking for IFR clearance to leave Bradford. We have information November.
Clearance on request, stand by.
Clifton leaves Father Brecon 1 X-ray departure, depart on runway 27, initial climb 4,000 feet, departure on 125.65 with a squawk of 5641, Clifton 189.
Golf Tango Echo. Contact Jersey. Approach on 118.555.
Over to Jersey Control, Jersey Approach on 118.555. Thank you very much for your help and goodbye, Golf Tango Echo.
Air Canada 864, London Control, descend flight level 070.
Flight level 070, Air Canada 864.
Bravo Echo Kilo. Whenever you'd like, descend flight level 140.
Descending flight level 140, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo.
Bravo Echo Kilo, descend flight level 100.
Descending flight level 100, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo.
Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. Descend. Flight level 060.
Unable, we've declared a mayday, we're landing at Cardiff.
Okay, I'm back in the cockpit.
Descending flight level 060. Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo.
Hi Amanda, I'll take over radio again now.
Sure, Jonathan. You're in charge of the radio now.
Okay, we are descending. So we need to keep an eye on the temperature and on the oxygen, which will be running out probably. So coming down at 1800 feet a minute at the moment. Oh, we're getting a bit fast. There we go, stabilised. More or less. Still creeping up towards 200 knots, but that's fine. And let's go and increase the range. And figure out what we're going to do in terms of the approach. So we'll bring this back to normal. Window, open window layout, default. So we're going to tune in the VOR to 11420, which is the one in front of us. Remember, we've got the RNAV computer set up 11420 as well. And if we bring the heading bug around to the direction we're actually travelling and the course, and we'll go heading mode. So where are we? Heading mode on the autopilot, and then switch the CDI over to VLOC, and that tells us the direction.
November 23, November. Climb flight level 150.
Negative. We've just had this conversation. Flight plan has been amended to 4,000 feet.
48.
Please stop reminding me of flight level 150. Amend the flight plan to 4,000 feet. 23 November.
November 23, November. Maintain 4,000 feet. Amendment to flight plan acknowledged.
That's very good. So Say Intention supports amendments to flight plans now. Speed's creeping up. Let's go, and we may have to reduce our descent rate.
Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. Descend flight level 045. Turn left, heading 245 vectors for the RNAV runway 34 approach. QNH 1002.
Descend at flight level 045. Turn left, heading 245 vectors for the RNAV runway 34 approach. QNH 1002. Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. So turn left 245. So we're already on heading mode. So we just need to change this to 245 degrees. Doing this quite early, aren't they? And heading. And they want us to come down to 4,500 now. I'm going to have to slow down the descent though, because we are already almost at idle and we're not slowing down. Let's see where we are on the map. So we're just coming out this way, look. So let's go and read what he said again. Runway 34. So it's not what we thought. It's going to be 34, so we need to reprogram the RNAV. So let's remove that measurement and we'll go right click, measure distance to there. So we want 210 degrees, 2.5 miles. And then we'll set the course to the runway direction, which is going to be 339 degrees. So about, let's get that out of the way, about there. And we'll also set this for, not that one, this one, approach mode. So it will be amplified, okay? And we're coming down to, we're down below 10,000 feet now, so we're going to go and put the landing lights on. It's really for commercial traffic, but it's not going to hurt for us to do it as well. We don't need the oxygen anymore. How's the cabin temperature? It's getting toasty. Let's go and turn that down a bit. So there is quite a lot of cloud out here, so we'll be glad of that at the RNAV computer when we get there. Okay. It's all looking good. Shall we look inside? We're descending, gliding down to 4,500 feet. You zoom out. Yeah, they're going to send us out here, look, and then we'll turn vectored in. So we've just passed a Mevagissy over there. So this headland here is Penair. Falmouth is coming up in front of us, just over here. So we're within 1,000 feet of our target now. Should bring the propeller speed back up. So I'm pulling the power back, but the propeller speed up. Okay. We're getting into the thicker air, so we're going to need to richen the fuel back up. Put the power back in. The air's getting thicker as we descend as well, so we're not as aerodynamic as we were. And we're levelling out 4,500 feet. Why is that not correct? Okay, let's go and there we go. I've just corrected the barometric pressure for the local barometric pressure. So they told us here it was 1002. Let's look at the common window. We're almost right. It's more like that. So we've got a comment in the live stream. Someone's getting the Baron and the Bonanza for Christmas. They're both brilliant.
Turn left, heading 240.
Turning left 240. Bravo Echo Kilo. The reason they've said that is because the wind was starting to push us. You can see the curve. Oh, actually, no, the wind's coming in from the other side. That makes no sense. But anyway, let's just see. No, there was no drift in the HSI. That's obviously slaving off the GPS. I just corrected it to see if there was. We're getting some horrid weather out here, though. What's the temperature outside? 0. So we ought to think about putting prop heat on. We'll put all the heating on. Otherwise we could find ourselves freezing up pretty quickly. Okay. Just keeping an eye on everything. Bring the propeller speed up a bit. Bring the power back a bit. Head tracking on. Not much of a view at the moment in this cloud, is there? Hopefully they'll let us descend a bit further in a moment. We should be at 4.5, shouldn't we? That wasn't quite right on the... we were 100 feet out. Oh, we did wonder about that, and that explains it. So they're bringing us out for quite a long run in, which is interesting. I wonder if they'll square it off. Or put us on a 45-degree vector, maybe, so they'll turn us in soon towards the runway 34 approach. So because we're flying vectors, we can go and configure this. So we want 339 degrees on the course. So there's the runway direction compared to us. Okay. So when we go over to VNav, it will all make sense. Which we could do now, actually. So let's do it.
Baron Bravo Echo Kilo, proceed direct, Hotel Charlie 34 Foxtrot. Descend altitude 2000 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 34 approach.
274 degrees.
Kingdom 25, request IFR clearance to Bristol. Currently flying 5,500 feet, heading 075.
Proceeding direct, Hotel Charlie 34 Foxtrot, descending 2,000 feet until established, cleared for RNAV runway 34. Baron Bravo Echo Kilo. So we need to descend to 2,000 feet now. So they've pretty much done what we said. Look, they're vectoring us into the flight path for the runway. So I imagine they'll transfer us over to... does this have a tower here? Or will it be... Yes, it does. 120255. I'm amazed they haven't... Will they hand us over? What does it say? Cleared for RNAV runway 34 approach. 2,000 feet until established. But there's no ILS, so that's kind of wrong language. So we're going to switch this over. This is already on RNAV, so it's using the computer already. So this localizer is the runway for 34. That makes any sense? So what's the altitude of the airfield? St. Just 400 feet. So we want to be at 1,400 feet for normal kind of pattern altitude, but we're coming in higher than that obviously for a long approach. So we're going to close a few more degrees on the heading to combat the wind. And let's open the throttle a bit more. Now we've leveled out at 2,000. Nice looking little aeroplane, isn't it? God, look at the flies. He needs a sponge when he gets on the ground. Give it a clean. Bucket of soapy water. Or a pressure washer. So there's a question on the live stream. Realistically, how much is a setup for this going to set me back? It's a very difficult question to answer. It's like, how long is a piece of string? It's like, say if you went to go and buy a camera or something, you can buy one cheap that kind of works, or you can buy one that costs as much as a house. It's the law of diminishing returns when you get to that level though. So yeah. So we're looking here for the localizer to swing in, and then we'll turn towards the airfield. So you can see we're still being blown across, so let's go other way, a few degrees. Went a bit too much. So almost into the wind look, but of course as we turn across that, it's going to push us the other way. And there's the runway, I think. No. Where is it? Can't quite see it. It's not rendering it yet. Is this the airfield over here? It's in a dip, isn't it? There it is. Because that was the hill we saw yesterday in X-Plane. That's in the way of the airport. So when you come in from this side, you end up going downhill, which causes you enormous problems with slowing down. So let's get ready. Are they not going to pass us over? So I'm going to do it myself. London Control, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, now changing frequencies to Land's End, St. Just. Are they going to respond? They don't really need to. Land's End, St. Just, Baron Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, 2,000 feet on approach for runway 34.
Baron
Bravo Echo Kilo, Land's End Tower, wind 320 at 13. Runway 34, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 34, Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo. So we'll come in at 45 degrees. I'm just going to hold ourselves at 2,000 feet. Let's get head tracking on so we can easily look around. So here comes the CDI look. This is our RNAV computer doing this for us. So we'll start losing some speed. And there's the runway. There. Which corresponds to almost. It's a bit of a juggling act. Let's get the gear down. Landing lights are already on. Put the taxi lights on as well. Let's get the speed down, then we can extend the flaps. That crosswind. We're being blown to the right, so we might end up having to side slip it onto the runway, you know, to keep the aircraft pointing at the runway. So first stage of flaps. So I'll show you what I mean. So rather than, there we go, on the glide slope now, the VASI lights are doing it. So we're going to bring the nose round with the rudder and then just tip the aircraft left or right by banking. So left wing down will make us go left.
Contact departure on 126 decimal, on
500.
126.08.
We're a bit high.
Good afternoon to you. This is Piper Golf Juliet.
Yeah, that
Mike
wind
Romeo
is quite
Hotel.
severe, look.
Cessna Golf Juliet Mike Romeo Hotel. Requesting IFR clearance as filed to where? No,
I love it when people
I'll come
do
back
that.
in a moment, sorry.
Ooh, a bit of wind shear there. We started to sink at the last moment. We're at full right rudder. Yeah, going to have to let it crab. The wind suddenly got up as soon as we got into the clear of the airfield.
Baron Bravo Echo Kilo, welcome to Land's End. Taxi to main. Apron 2 at your discretion. Monitor this frequency.
Taxi at our discretion, monitoring this frequency, Bravo Echo Kilo. That was, yeah, that was a bit dicey. We were fighting a very, very strong wind across the runway. And it once we got onto the level, you know, the level field, it really hit us and actually gave us a ton more lift. Parking brake on. So the easy way to stop the engines is just starve them. He says, famous last words. Really? Is that really the wind windmilling them that fast? That's a bit mad. They're not going to stop going round, are they?
Stand by.
Anyway, let's go and turn all these lights off.
Information Romeo's current cleared to Bristol. After departure, fly radar vectors LND. Departure runway 25 and
Oh,
flight 4000.
Propellers finally decided to stop windmilling.
08, squawk 6253, Cessna Mike Romeo Hotel.
Okay, and power off, and we're good. We can open the door. Look at the wind blowing the airplane around. You can see it buffeting the airplane. So what was the wind, by the way? So we're sat here on the ground. We've got 20 knots of wind just sat here next to the buildings. Oh my word. Okay, so just looking at live stream comments before we wind this up. Realistically, how much is a setup? We already answered that one. I've noticed you have not flown the Starship for a while. Any plans to fly it again soon? Just hadn't entered my head. So yeah, no reason why not. We could go fly it again very soon. I may fly it this evening. I'm doing a group flight with MyAir this evening. So if anyone is interested in that, it's a GA flight. And it'll be a social on Discord if anybody is interested. So if you go to myairvirtual.com and go to the newsletter and then go and click on it, or you can go to myairvirtual.substack.com and you'll see it's in here. They're going to be flying from Merimbula to Kingsford Smith. So all you need to do is go join their Discord server if you've not done so. So if you come back out of there, go to MyAir Virtual. Whoops. Go to MyAir Virtual and you can go to the homepage, and that's got the link for the Discord server. Where it is join the Discord server. They will be doing this flight tonight, and I'll be on it. It's just a social flight. GA VFR, so no big flight plans, no ATC or anything like that. And we'll all join together at YMER Merimbula at 8 PM UTC, or 2000 hours. So we'll arrive a little bit before that usually, so everybody can sort their sim out and put multiplayer on if they can. They tend to use the Southeast Asia multiplayer server, but there'll be a mixture of people in X-Plane, people in 2024, people in 2020. Obviously they won't see each other in the sim, but you can obviously talk to each other on Discord while you're flying along. And if you're using transmitter, then you can see where each other are on... Let me just close this. If you're using transmitter, then you can see where each other are in LittleNavMap. So if you're wondering about transmitter, they've got an advert for it on their website as well. So there's the link for transmitter, and where to download it from. So it's available for X-Plane and Flight Simulator. And it allows all kinds of things, you know, in terms of being able to see where you are. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing this evening. So maybe I'll use the Starship. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.